Hey guys, Amy here from Apple Course. Sorry I haven't done a video in the last 2 days. It's been pretty hectic here, just getting things done for the end of financial year. But my tip today is a kind of a three-part piece anyway. So we'll cover those days off here. So today we're talking about vector artwork and what it is, how to get it, and what to do if you don't have it. This is something that I get asked quite literally every day about, or I have to explain to people every day about, because it's something that our printers need to be able to print your logo, especially when doing pad printing or screen printing, even laser engraving, embroidery and embossing. But it's not really something that's kind of common terminology for, any Joe Blogs off the side of the street type thing. So, vector artwork, what is it? Basically, vector artwork means that there is anchor points in a design that's connected by lines. And those lines are then created to make a shape. So if you had, for example, a square, you'd have 4 anchor points and you'd have lines connecting them, and that then becomes your shape. And that is a vector image because it's connected with anchor points. Now, because that means that it has been drawn, the lines are genuine. They're not made up of pixels or anything like that. They're absolutely clean lines. And that's what vector artwork essentially is. So it means that a graphic designer has gone into a design program, or someone's gone into a design program, created the shapes, or used text to create shapes and created them to anchor points with lines. So it's essentially like a giant dot to dot. And that has then created your shape. Now, the reason we need that file is because I can expand it or reduce it to be any size, and it won't alter the quality of the image. So the lines won't change, or the quality of the file won't change. It'll all stay the same. Also, it gives us clean lines so that when we're making film, we don't have these blurry lines like what you get from a JPEG or a PNG file or a TIFF file. So that's essentially what vector artwork is. It's your original design that a graphic artist has some point in time created in a design program. Now, the way that they save these files is 3 different ways. Normally an EPS file, an AI file, or even sometimes a PDF file. And we can only use these types of files to be able to transport them from one computer to the other. So if you are sending me an EPS file, an AI, or a PDF file, that's those little letters after the dot after your item name, then I can open that in my design program and see an exact copy of the original format that was created from your graphic artist. So if you turned around and you're getting a logo done and you said to your graphic artist, hey, I need a vector file for printing, they 110% will know what you're talking about. If they don't, go to a different graphic artist. I'm sorry, it's not a good idea. But when they complete the file, or when they complete your artwork, they should send you a bunch of different file types. One of them is going to be the original vector file, or it should be. Sometimes they can send that to you in a PDF and we can use that. But PDFs are a little bit funny in that you can save a read-only file or a JPEG TIFF or any type of file as a PDF file. So it's a kind of a miscellaneous carrier, if that makes sense. So make sure when you're getting your artwork from your graphic artist, or if you've got a marketing team or something, you ask them for vector artwork, and that will be your original format. Specifically EPS or AI if you can, because it just transfers better. Now, a lot of people get stuck because they can't open these types of files, and that's absolutely fine. You have to have a design program to be able to open the files, and that's why you can't. If you can't open a file that your graphic artist has sent you, good. Use that and send that to your printer, because I guarantee you it's probably the right file. The other files that you'll get are commonly PNG, TIFF files, JPEG files, and they're what we call read-only files. So it means that the file has been saved in a read-only format so anyone can open those files. It's simply so that you can see it without having design program. That's all it is. Makes it really simple. So when you're sending artwork to your printer or to your distributor, like myself, send them whatever files you have and we will work out what we can use. If you're doing something that's full color, that's digital, you might have a photo image in there, you're not going to have vector files of that because it's not a designed program, it's a photographic image. And so we can actually use any type of file for photo printing. The better quality, the better print it's going to be, essentially. Now, the reason we can't use JPEG and TIFF files is, like I said, they're a read-only file, but when you put that into a design program, it comes out as though it is made up of small boxes, what we call pixels. You may have heard that term before. So pixels are small squares that are coloured in a certain way to be able to create a design. And using that pixel program enables you to be able to open the file in any type of format. But when we open it in a design format, it means I can't change anything with the design. It all just stays the same pixels. So when I expand it, those pixels or those squares become bigger and the image becomes more blurred and dilutes, essentially. And so I can't make film from it, which is the biggest problem. So please, if you've got a JPEG or a TIFF file or a PNG file, know that you cannot use that for printing. You can only use it for full color digital images and or photo images, stickers, those types of things. Not for pad printing, screen printing, engraving, embossing or embroidery. All right, so there are your big tips on that one. Now, the other part of the issue that I hear about the most is when people can't supply vector artwork, or they've had their design for 10, 20 years and they've never needed it, so don't know where to find it. Right, well, so there's two options. So if you send me a PNG file and it's a super simple design, I can do a trace on my computer and the computer can generate a vector file of your logo. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not always something that we can guarantee. Absolute worst case scenario, we can send it to our graphic artist and they can redraw the logo for you and give you a vector file. It is an additional charge because we have to outsource the redraw, but essentially if it needs to happen, it needs to happen. I can't make film off a PNG or a JPEG or a TIFF file. It's not possible. So we sometimes have to go down that redraw option. But know that if it's something that you are definitely wanting to get printed, say it's your logo on a t-shirt and you've never done it before, but you need vector artwork, there are other alternatives if you don't have vector files, but it could be a little bit additional. So there's a couple of tips for you today. Vector files, it's lines connected by anchor points that is created in a design program. Where to find it? It's normally from your graphic artist, ask them for it, or you may have the file there already that you can't open. It's an EPS, an AI, or a PDF file. And worst case, if you don't have it, you can always send us artwork and we can redraw it for you for an additional charge if needed, or maybe I can do a quick redraw for you. But if you have any questions, please send me a comment below, share and like this, and if you do need any help with your design or your logo, please get in contact with me and I'll be happy to help. It's Amy here at Apple Core Promotions. The number is 1300 322 773, and I look forward to helping you in the future. Cheers!